guys, the Super Review Show, for the first ever installment of a brand new series of videos that I'm going to be calling Why You Should Listen To. That's right. Basically, what this is going to be about is I listen to a variety of different music, literally from jazz to the blues to rock and roll to hip hop. I listen to everything across the board, country music, everything. And I wanted to start a show that really that could give you reasons to look up these artists on Spotify and check out why would you want to listen to Johnny Cash? Why would you want to listen to Earth, Wind, and Fire? I'm not gonna focus mainly on mainstream, maybe mainstream artists, like a really big name like Led Zeppelin, like U2, like Elton John. There are plenty of videos and topics about that specifically on YouTube. You can look up hundreds of thousands of Queen, another one, thousands of videos on those different artists I said. But to me personally, I really don't think there's a lot of other content out there on certain other artists. So that's why I wanted to start a new series of videos called Why You Should Listen To. My first artist that I think you guys should listen to, the audience, the viewers of mine, is a band by the name of Chicago. Now, the first thing that pops into my mind when I think of Chicago is Saturday in the Park, horns, not as much guitar, but guitar, horns, a little bit of cheese in the 80s. They went really cheese in the 80s. And honestly, an overall great cohesive band. Peter Cetera came out of there. A whole shebang of stuff happened. And they're actually really old if you have not known. Chicago their first album was 1969, and they were formed in 1967. They are really old, but I'm here to tell you why you should listen to Chicago. Now, first and foremost, let's start back when they first debuted in 1969. I have the vinyl right here. You haven't seen it yet, but Chicago formed in the city of Chicago, Illinois, by a bunch of college students, actually. Robert Lamb was one of them, Jimmy Pankow, Danny Serafine, he was on drums. Peter Cetera was their bass player and their lead vocalist for a long time. Terry Kath was their astounding guitarist in the 70s until his death in 1978. All around, bands are formed by accident. That's the truth. If you really look at the best bands of all time, whether it be AC/DC, U2, Guns N' Roses, whoever, these people come together and they from complete opposite backgrounds. Kiss, another one, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, a whole slur of different bands that just came together because they loved music and they wanted to make music the best they could. So Chicago was one of those back in 1967. Little bit of background. That's the background for you when they formed. Let's get into what they actually have sung and their greatest hits and everything. Basically, I'll just keep going down the line for a sec. Chicago, their guitarist I forget when it was. So, because I was watching one of those behind the music episodes from on YouTube, from whenever it came out, and then the mid 2000s, early 2000s. They do on VH1. They used to do a thing called Behind the Music, where they'd pick a different artist or band, and they would talk about the artist and how their struggles and their challenges, what they went through, blah 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 blah. And Chicago, their lead guitarist was told. Oh, sorry, not the guitarist. One of the horn players of Chicago was told by Jimi Hendrix himself, and I'm quoting what Hendrix said to their trombonist up front. I'm telling you the honest truth. Jimi Hendrix came up to him and said, "Hey man, your guitar player is way better than me." The fact that Jimi Hendrix, one of the greatest guitar players of all time, said that at the time when Terry Kath, the original guitarist of Chicago, was better than him, that really proves to me wow, apparently the seven of these guys were outstanding when they came out in the 70s, late 60s, early 70s. It was astonishing to me. And you could hear a lot of his guitar playing on songs like 25 or 6-4. You can hear a lot of his guitar playing on Beginnings or I'm trying to think of another one. there's a plethora of songs that he actually wrote on his own. And Terry was a brilliant guitarist. Not many people recognize his work. And I feel like he's a little bit underappreciated as far as like the greatest guitar players of all time goes. Because he's associated with Chicago. Oh my God. Like, give me a fucking break. Like, Chicago is a great band. They are outstanding. And I'm going to get into some of their albums right here, right now. As I actually have original LP pressings of Chicago albums. This is Chicago 2 from 1970. This has 25 or 6 to 4 on it. Look at that. And like it was when they were at Columbia Records. This is the cover. It's the same thing on both sides, but whatever. They had so many great songs. Wake Up Sunshine, Make Me Smile, Color My World, 25 or 6 to 4. That is a great example of a Robert Lamb keyboardist who wrote the song, but Terry Kath's guitar playing on that, fucking amazing. All right, I swear to you, it is amazing. You have to, if you've never heard the song 25 or 6 to 4, do yourself a fucking favor and listen to the song. Great song. And his guitar playing is so astonishing. People still don't know what he did. He's almost like the Keith Moon of guitars for Chicago. I'm not kidding you. That people with Keith Moon of the Who, some drummers still don't know how he did what he did today. Same thing with Terry Kath. He is underappreciated and highly underrated in my opinion. So anyway, Chicago 2, their second album ever. I don't have their third one, but I do have, if I can get to it, hold on. This is Chicago, I think 6. Here it is. Look at that. Look at that. That's amazing. The artwork back then was great too. This one has, you could smell the old. This one has Just You and Me. This one has the Just You and Me was a pretty big hit off this album. It's kind of like the main hit off this album. And look, from left to right, there's Peter Cetera, Danny Sefrin, Robert Lamb on keyboards, Lee Loughnane, Terry Kath, their guitar player, Walter Pankow and Walter Parziter and Jimmy Pankow. They were an excellent group of musicians all together. I'm not kidding you. When I tell you that lightning strikes in a bottle and it can only happen once, when it happens once, those bands will last forever and they are timeless. Timeless. And I mean seriously, timeless. Let's look at another one. What is this one? This is Chicago, I think, 10. It looks like a chocolate bar. You see that? Because they didn't do they never changed their album titles. They said Chicago 1, 2, 3, 4. They went from there. Let's look at this one. This one has, oh, look at that. That's the inside of them being chased by a cop. The songs on this, If You Leave Me Now is on here. That was their first number 1 hit, If You Leave Me Now, written by Peter Cetera. But what a great voice, Peter Cetera. I have to admit, he had such a outstanding, voice. Yes, he went solo, and yes, he just retired. But at the same time, you can't understate his involvement in Chicago when he was still there. He was astonishing. And like I said, when bands form, they really can create great things. So this one is Chicago. Now, after 1978, they made an album that kind of went derailed and kicked them off of Columbia Records because Terry Kath shot himself in the head. Not like no mental illness, whatever. But like he had nothing wrong with him. He just happened to say, it's not loaded. And then he did it. Unfortunately. But then Chicago took a step into the 80s. Moving into the 80s, they created power ballads. And for those of you who don't know what a power ballad is, you can go fuck yourself. I'm kidding. Like a power ballad is when they have for the most part, Chicago in the 80s was a very cheesy band. They made so many cheesy hits, like It's Hard for Me to Say I'm Sorry, which is on this album right here, Chicago 16. Hard to Say I'm Sorry is on here. And that, like, literally, they started writing cheesy love songs that we kind of, like, got to know in the 80s. Like, What You're Missing, Waiting for You to Decide, Bad Advice, Chains, and then Hard to Say I'm Sorry was their second number 1 hit single. Follow Me, Sunny Think Twice, What Can I Say, Rescue You, Love Me Tomorrow. Literally, this album came out in 1982. Wow. Look, the fact that And look, they went to cheese in the 80s. We cannot deny that Chicago went to cheese in the 80s. Because after they had success with that album, they made Chicago 17. Chicago 17 had, like, A Hard Habit to Break. I love that song. You're the Inspiration. 2 massive hits on the Billboard Hot 100. Like, the way that, like, Khalid, or whatever you say his name, and Ed Sheeran, and, like, people like that have huge monster hits today. That's what these were. Power ballads were, like, the money-making thing for the music industry. Back in the day, and they were awesome in my opinion. The rest of the album, this is one of their best selling albums too, Chicago 17. Yes, it skips on my turntable unfortunately, but that's okay. Anyways, the last LP I'm going to show you is a song by an Al song. The Chicago 19 in 1988 or 89, I think. This one has I Don't Want to Live Without Your Love and what is it? Where is it? Look Away. This album, it was 88, excuse me. This album with Chicago, this is when they went full on like 80s power ballad cheese. I don't want to live without your love. It's literally like the ultimate cheese. And Look Away was like their third or fourth, I think. Third number one? I forget. Third, I think. I don't know. I forget off the top of my head. But like they had so many hit singles too. Like, and they've sold over 150 million albums worldwide. So no. Also, another thing too. A lot of people say, "Oh, well, like Ed Sheeran or blah blah, like or Khalid or Travis Scott." Yeah. Those guys have good streaming numbers. They're not making any money though. These guys made so much money based on the pure album sale, not like a streaming like streaming thing. These albums made them money and made the record company money too. That's how these guys got filthy rich. Whereas like people today, artists today who are really, really, really popular are not making a lot of money compared to them. That's just a fun fact too. Anyways, those are my albums of Chicago. Anyways, I wanted to let you know. So that's a little brief history of Chicago. Now here's why you should listen to Chicago. If you like horns, if you like heavy guitar, truthfully, if you like heavy guitar, if you like a power ballad, if you like cheese music, like it's not sappy, but look, I'm going to tell you the straight up truth. If you're looking to go on a date and impress the girl, guys, you're listening to me right now. You want to put on a couple of Chicago songs like, was it You're the Inspiration? Like, I'm trying to think off the top of my head. You're the Inspiration is an obvious choice. Also, Make Me Smile, Just You and Me. You want to really impress a girl, like if you guys like are into like the same kind of music and whatnot. You want to impress her and try and get a move and get lucky. I'm just saying. Put on Just You and Me, You're the Inspiration, songs like that, because that is gonna they nailed love songs, and it's not on the. I don't have it on the vinyl, but Will You Love Me Tomorrow? Will You Still Love Me? They had some really great love songs over the years, to be honest with you. They released a whole album of it. I forget, like 1990, no, 2005 maybe, I forget. But no, they really did. Chicago. So you want to really impress a girl? Give her some Chicago, man. You will not regret it. Or like if you're looking for like a slow dance thing, you could slow dance or have a heavy makeout session too. I don't know why I'm telling you this, but have a heavy makeout session to You're the Inspiration. That's a good one, of course. Like, when you love somebody. It's hysterical. Anyways, those are some reasons why you should listen to Chicago. If you are a Chicago fan and you love the band just as much as I do, please sound off in the comment section below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about Chicago. And I'd love to hear what you guys think about the band in general. If you think they're terrible, well, hopefully not terrible, because they're very high. The last thing I'm going to say about them, they're really high quality musicians. Robert Lamb's keyboard playing on Saturday in the Park. Saturday in the Park, man. It's like one of the best summer songs of all time. Saturday in the Park. YouTube's gonna copyright this. Give me a break. Like, come on. So great, fun summertime song. Love that song. One of my favorite summer songs ever, regardless of what day of the week it is. Anyways, I digress. What do you guys think about Chicago? Please sound off in the comment section below. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on the band Chicago, and that's why you should listen to Chicago. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't already, subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'm going to be pumping out more of these as time goes on. Why you should listen to blank. We'll see where we go from there. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. You guys are amazing. So for the Super Review Show, the J-Man is off to work. See you guys next time.